The renovation of Antonín Dvořák's birthhouse in the village of Nelahozeves, just 30 minutes north of Prague, is really one of the most important musical projects that we've undertaken in the last 30 years. We're working with a very dynamic and creative group of architects, designers, and cultural institutions. And we really hope to revitalize and bring back to life this very important musical landmark.
Our vision is to create a museum that transports the visitor back in time to the childhood of Antonín Dvořák and connects the experiences of his childhood with the music of his later years.
Our goal is not to create a didactic experience, but rather to create an empathy bridge, to understand what it was to aspire from humble upbringings to become one of the world's greatest composers.
The house itself will be restored, and from the outside it will look very similar to the way it looked in Dvořák's time. There will be something very magical about a museum which feels like a home, where the floorboards creak, where you know that he stood in that room. This is the room in which he was born.
Music education is what elevated Dvořák himself from humble origins as son of a butcher to become the great international composer that we know today. And this is why music education is in fact at the heart of this project. The Dvořák Birthhouse Museum will have a diverse public programme appealing to both the local community and the wider community of Prague and beyond.
Especially young musicians are searching for strong inspirations. So playing at the place where the inspirations of the pieces came from is of course fascinating. It's like a special energy.
I hope that after the repair of Antonín Dvořák's birthhouse, there will be spaces not only for playing, but also for creation and art. If we encourage children to be creative, maybe the dream that Dvořák had will be reborn, and maybe one day they too will impact the world.
Pradědeček Antonín Dvořák má pro českou i světovou kulturu takový význam, že rozhodně si
My great-grandfather Antonín Dvořák is very important to Czech and world culture. He definitely deserves to be remembered in a dignified way, and having a comprehensive museum in the place where he was born, so close to Prague, is a beautiful thing.
Je navíc velmi blízko Prahy, je určitě krásná věc.
People need to know the role that culture plays in history. And it is important for a lot of people to have a concrete image of who the composer was, where he lived. I think providing a building in which people can spend time and study and absorb a lot of the feelings about all this. And I think it's very important to do that.
I find it so extraordinary that from a village at the base of a beautiful, beautiful castle, you would find a talent like that who would change the world. It would change the world of music. It will never end how much people love his music. That's why we want to keep replaying and remembering, because we want to keep knowing that we can inspire a child anywhere in the world.
Here in Dvořák's life, we have a life that spans across the Atlantic, that lives on not only because of Dvořák's music, but because of his teaching. And here, in his birthplace, we find the roots of where he drew inspiration and was able to essentialize what that inspiration was for his students.
This is the first time that Dvořák's birthhouse will be permanently set up as a world musical landmark, and that's very significant. Having this permanent pilgrimage site for Dvořák is important for the whole world.